Hey there everybody, Odin here. Have you ever wrapped up an amazing RPG, sat there staring at your console or PC, and thought, well, now what? Or maybe you got an itch for an RPG but don't know which one will actually scratch it. What if I told you there were 5 RPGs that you could play right now? Today I'm going to share 5 absolutely life-changing RPGs that you do not want to miss. First things first, these are not in any particular order because honestly, I value them all equally. Sound great? Fantastic. Let's get on with it. When I first got my Nintendo Switch, someone recommended Ys 8. Probably the worst platform to play it on performance-wise, but you know what? I didn't care. First thing I thought was, who even names a game Ys? How do you even pronounce that? Eyes? Is? S? Yes? Nope. It's simply Ys. It's a long-running series with a numbering system like Final Fantasy. Each entry tells a completely different story, so you can jump in anywhere. Ys is all about fast-paced combat, so calling it an action RPG is more accurate, and it's absolutely wild. You play as Adol Kristen, a red-haired adventurer who travels the world with his blue-haired buddy, Dogi. After a shipwreck, you end up stranded on a mysterious island, hiding some seriously deep secrets. Over time, you recruit characters with different weapons and playstyles, keeping the action fresh right up to the credits. Oh, and fun fact, Ys is the sibling series to Nihon Falcom's Trails franchise. The first Trails game, Trails in the Sky, is even getting a remake soon. If you want to know more, check out my recent video on it. A link to the video is somewhere on the screen. Please check it out. Ys 8 is an unforgettable adventure, and I highly recommend it to any action RPG fan. Next up is Xenoblade Chronicles. This game is absolutely incredible. The only downside is that it's locked to Nintendo consoles, but still, it's worth tracking down. In May 2020, Nintendo dropped the definitive edition with updated graphics, environments, and character models that truly brought the game to life. The difference was jaw-dropping. Look at how Shulk used to look like, and compare that to how he looks now. That's a difference. Gameplay-wise, it's like a single-player MMO. You've got some massive zones, auto attacks, and special moves called arts on cooldown timers. If you've played Final Fantasy XII, you'll feel right at home. Fun bit of history. Xenoblade Chronicles almost never made it to the US. It took a fan campaign called Operation Rainfall to convince Nintendo to bring it over. And thank goodness they did, because the story is absolutely wild from start to finish. If you haven't played it yet, you're missing out. In October 2024, Atlus released Metaphor ReFantazio, and this game is essentially Katsura Hashino's magnum opus, and wow, it lives up to that. Think of it as a blend of Shin Megami Tensei and Persona. It borrows the time management calendar system from Persona and the press turn combat from SMT. On top of that, it adds its own unique archetype class system, giving you the freedom to shape your party however you want. The story? Absolutely gripping. I binged it for weeks, and every time I thought I would take a break, I'd end up playing it just a bit more. It's straightforward, but so well told that you can't help but be hooked. Honestly, I just hope it gets a big DLC. Something like Persona 3's episode Aegis. I just want more. If you're even remotely curious, play it now. Then, there's NieRAutomata. It's part of a larger NieR series, but you can jump straight into this. It's directed by Yoko Taro, a visionary known for telling deep, emotional, and often downright weird stories. Seriously, they can get weird. You play as 2B, an android fighting in a post-apocalyptic war. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yes, 2B's design gets a lot of attention, but I promise the story is phenomenal. There are 26 endings, some serious, some silly, and the game constantly surprises you. Combat is fluid with multiple weapon types that change your playstyle. One big tip, don't stop when you see the first credits. That's not the end, not even close. Finally, Persona 5 Royal. If you love anime-style storytelling, rich character development, and stylish presentation, this is a must-play. It's a mix of social simulation and dungeon crawling. Your relationships outside the dungeon give you bonuses inside it, and fusing personas for better ones is addictively satisfying. These two systems feed into each other perfectly. Persona games are famously long, but when you're hooked on the story, time just disappears. Every in-game day matters, and planning your day is half the fun. One tip, go in blind, don't use a guide. It's way more rewarding when every decision is yours. This year in April, Sandfall Interactive released Expedition 33, and wow, this might just be a modern classic. The backstory of its development could fill an entire video, but what matters is the final product. Stunning visuals, an incredible battle system, and a story that is heartfelt as it is exciting. It's one of those games where saying too much would risk spoiling the magic. Trust me, it's easy to spoil. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this game takes Game of the Year. Everything about it, music, characters, art direction, it feels top tier. Sven Vinca, Larian Studios CEO, prophetically described this game's success.
The Oracle told me that the Game of the Year 2025 was going to be made by a studio who found the formula to make it up here on stage. It's stupidly simple, but somehow it keeps on getting lost. Studio made their game because they wanted to make a game that they wanted to play themselves. They created it because it hadn't been created before. They didn't make it to increase market share. They didn't make it to serve as a brand. They didn't have to meet arbitrary sales targets or fear being laid off if they didn't meet those targets.
Say my name. Heisenberg. You're goddamn right.
Sven, you are one of a kind. All these games listed, especially Expedition 33, adhere to this prophetic statement. Nothing is quite like these games, and their value will be timeless. Thank you again, Sven. I will certainly be playing your next game. 100%. So, there you have it. 5 RPGs plus 1 bonus that left a lasting impact on me. And I think they'll do the same for you. If you catch them on sale, great. But even at a full price, they're worth every penny. Have you played any of these? Which one's your favorite? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching. Odin here. And as always, have a Zantetsuken day. Peace out.